Hello. I don't know what happened
What?
to Travis.
Why did my camera turn off? Why is my camera not on? Hold on, my camera just... Did I kick out the power adapter? Hold on.
That was weird.
What the hell, Melvin? Hold on. Let me, where did I kick out the power? Oh, there's the power. I must have kicked it out.
Travis.
Oh, wait.
Travis doing what he does best, kicking out the power. That's right. This is the Guard Cast 2020 edition.
Wait a minute.
It's going to be 100% Greg all the time. It's true, Gabriel. I finally canceled Travis.
Wait,
Master plan. It came through.
What the hell's going on? That goes. Oh, that's plugged. That's plugged in there. And then, what happened? I'm so confused. It literally was working 2 seconds ago.
Just another day.
What the hell is going on?
Another day. A Gadget Cast, guys.
All right, hold on. What? Okay. All right, hold on.
It's just another day.
This? Damn it! Which cable is it? I have so many cables back here. This one? How is this possible? What the hell is going on? This is unplugged. What is this? What is this plug? Well, that didn't. Did I just get unplugged? What is this?
Oh, well.
How is it the thing was working just 2 seconds ago, and now it doesn't work? Wait, hold on.
So this is just
I have an idea.
What you signed up for, and
you know what? I have a good idea. Let's see.
It really puts things into perspective. Life, the struggles of life, and how sometimes things don't go as you plan. Much like life.
I have an idea.
Is like life.
Okay.
And sometimes life is sad. And this is just another example of the sadness in our heart.
All right, here we go. Cable's coming down. I'll pull it around here. I'm going to plug
Makes me want to,
into power.
Maybe I should have done something different with my life, but I feel like maybe it's too late. And now I'm just kind of stuck here. And that's it. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Gabriel. Yes, $5 for Travis's new cable.
There we go.
He's going to need one.
Okay, just plugged it in. See if we can power it on. There we go. Okay, now it's on. And, oh!
What was that? You're like the genie there for a second. It was really weird.
Very strange. All right. All right. There we go.
That broke me when you came back and all the colors were like wrong for like a split second.
All right, cool. Now we're back.
We need a new co-host. Gabriel gave you $5 super chat for a new cable, but considering your cable now works, Gabriel, you can take that super chat back. Just contact Team YouTube, Twitter, and say I want my $5 back.
Yeah.
You really give refunds for super chats? Like if you ask, like, hey.
I don't think so. I don't think you can get refunds for super chat. I think it's too bad.
One time I super chatted. I didn't mind. I did a super chat for Saturday Night Tech Night for Tech King Mike. And it did it twice. Like it. Like a $20 super chat, and it did it twice, and I got charged twice. I was like, well, I like Mike, so it's good for him. Funny. But I was kind of like, man, that's kind of weird. I've seen that happen too, where like someone like do like a super chat like twice, and it's like the same amount. I'm like, that's really weird. And then it happened to me. I'm like, makes sense.
Well,
I just happened with Gabriel. Gabriel, you better contact Team YouTube immediately. This is duplicate super chat for Gabriel. But now I can afford a cable too.
Mike has stuff to do. Oh my god, take your money twice.
Yeah.
Smart man. Yeah. So
is there been a recent Saturday Night Tech Fight? Have I been out of the loop or something? I feel like there hasn't been one in a while.
I think it's coming up soon.
You know, I'm a little disappointed. I thought, you know, I was ready to smoke some people again, kind of, you know, just get some more free popcorn. I just got a recent order of that popcorn in. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good. We got a tin with like the 3 flavors. I think it was gone in like 2 days. That's a lot of popcorn.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Bro, it's that good. I couldn't stop.
Yeah, some of them is real good. I like the I've already told you the flavors I like from all that stuff, but my hat fell down. My hat fell down.
I feel like, you know, like you think LeBaron's being nice because he's like, oh, he's giving out free popcorn. But you know, he's like a business genius. So I think it's just a marketing technique because once you try the popcorn, it's like you can't stop talking about it. It's like so good.
Well, we know my dude 504 always holding it down. Appreciate 504 always.
9 WWE fan. He's right. Popcorn, coffee, and Werther's. And I finally got it, Travis. I got the espresso machine. I pulled the plug. Did it.
What? Oh, you did? I saw a picture.
I did it. I pulled the plug. I've been talking about that with Travis for probably months. Going, I should buy one. And Travis like, you should get one.
Is it the expensive one or is it like one of the cheesy ones?
It was on sale at Amazon. It was like $100 off, but it's normally like $450. I feel like that's a lot. I wouldn't call it cheapo, but there's definitely like more expensive ones. There's like $1,000 ones.
You take your coffee seriously.
Yeah, I got it for like $350, so I was happy with that. And I was like, ooh, now's the time to strike.
So before we go live, I want to mention that my live stream yesterday is so funny. After Travis tried on was live. Yeah, that was back when I don't even remember how many subscribers I had, but I was the first person to try his stuff. I was doing on my live streams. So yesterday's live stream, when we got to like 260 people, there was only a couple minutes left in the live stream. I go, we should try to get to 300. And then I'm like, there's no way we're going to get another 40 people. So it turns out that when I shut it off, the metrics after the fact, I took a day to catch up. I was at 295 or 296 at the very end. So if I just waited like another 3 minutes to get 300, that would have been awesome. Turns out that I got suggested. So what happened was some video suggested me, and you know what the number one video was that suggested my live stream, which kicked in a bunch of people, but they didn't stay long, is the Verizon commercial you see on YouTube ads. Which is kind of funny. So people were watching. I don't know why you would go watch the real Verizon ad on YouTube and then immediately come to my live stream, but it's pretty nice. All right. So with that being said, we can get into the real show. Get everyone up in here. Yep. He's laying low, but we're going to talk about all of his stuffs.
I like Tech for Your Needs admitting that he did like a $200 super chat and like he did get the refund. But sorry, Easy Computer Solutions, you were robbed out of that $200. I had, and before we get the show started, we'll start in just a second. I had something awful happen to me with YouTube. Like AdSense is kind of like estimated, like when I give it to you, like it corrects sometimes. Yeah, I had the most extreme AdSense correction of my career.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was very like.
What percentage was it?
Like, I'm not going to tell you percentage because I didn't do the math on that. I just know the dollar amount. I was looking at the AdSense, and I was like, "Wow, what a great month! Holy!" All of a sudden, I like check back like a few days later. It was a correction of $1,600.
Oh, like downwards.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, downwards, 1,600. I just looked back. I was like, but no, no. I got this espresso machine.
Well, I just ordered the damn fold, so I'm looking for everything I can get.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, oh, this is great. It's gonna be an expensive month. This really helps out. All of a sudden, I'm looking at I'm just like, I've never seen it correct this much. I've seen like maybe like 100 or it's usually like a few dollars, but I'm like, whoa. That's crazy. How'd they estimate it?
Bruh. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's get the regular gadget cast going.
Coffee maker back now. I got the AdSense check. It didn't come in. I'm sorry, guys. I can't afford this. Yeah, I gotta return the Ferrari too. It's not looking good. Willie Doo is fired. We can't afford him anymore.
Yeah, we had to get rid of him. But we should talk about that the Big Kahuna actually said after the intro. Yeah. Let's talk about that right after the intro. All right, ready? So let's do this. You about ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, record.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
3, 2, 1, 0, 0.
Hello, world, and welcome to the most space travelist podcast out there, the Gadget Cast. My name is Gregory McFadden, joined always by my co-host, Travis MCP.
Space travel.
And we're back again for another Gadget Cast, space traveling.
It sounded like I had a stroke there, but I mixed up the words space travel and Travis, and that's how we got that, whatever that word was.
Space Travis?
Space travels, I think was the correct pronunciation.
Words are hard.
You know, words are hard. I actually had a really good friend who watches the podcast, which is nice of him that he watches the podcast. That's a good sign of a friend. But he was like telling me like, hey, Greg, recently I've noticed you've been pronouncing certain words differently. You've been dropping your T's in certain words. So now I'm extremely paranoid. So I don't know how to talk anymore for this podcast. And now I feel like I'm on edge. I wish he never told me this.
Don't you hate that?
I'm off my game now.
Listen,
I've been dropping T's.
I don't even want to know what kind of shenanigans I'm up to in my videos. I just try not to. As soon as I'm done editing, it's like it's done. It's over for me. It's a wrap.
Maybe I've been calling you like Ravis or something. I don't know, but he said
it's possible.
T's.
It's possible. Well, let's real quick talk about space travel, and then I want to talk briefly about a video that I'm going to do. It's going to be our first collab, but it's forced. But let's first talk about the tweet that we got the other day. Thank the Gadget Cast squad for alerting us to the fact that Big Lou said space travel very clearly, very distinctly in his video recently, and it's highly suspicious. Now, you're going to have to give me the background on the original space travel drop. Like, what was the context in that video? Is it something that he actually says on his podcast? Or people were like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, does he watch Gadget Cast? And I'm thinking, nah, I think he accidentally said that, but it was very specific.
The space travel drop, the infamous space travel drop, is not like a reoccurring thing on his show. It was just, he said space travel, and I just thought it was funny the way he said space travel. So I'm like, I gotta clip that. So it's not like an inside joke on his show. And when I saw the clip of Lou saying space travel, normally I would just be like, yeah, he's saying the word space travel. It's not that uncommon of a word. But there was like a slight pause, like a look into
and then he looked off to the side. Yes. I gotta see if I can find it. Hold on. It was weird.
It was very like, he almost winked at the camera, like he knew.
I saw that. I'm like, is he almost? But I'm like, there's no way he knows. But maybe.
I feel like maybe it gets back to him somehow. Maybe he has his, there's some drama between us and Lou. We should work it out one day on Gadget Cast. Or, I mean, if you want to invite us on to Lou later, I'll come on. Canada is a bit of a trip. I think I just dropped a T there because, it's a bit of a trip. But I'm willing to go to Canada even during COVID. I'll wear my mask, and we're gonna hash it out. We're gonna get I think the two biggest YouTubers in the room together, Greg's Gadgets and Unbox Therapy. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna have some therapy.
I gotta find where it was. Was it on his like clips channel, or was it on regular Lou later? Because I can't find it. I'm trying to find it.
I just saw someone sent it to us.
Let me find my.
Someone sent us a clip going, hey guys, Lou said space travel. I think he knows. And I was like, I
got to go down my a billion mentions because I'm a fantastically famous person on Twitter. So let me see if I can find it again. But I definitely want to play that.
Travis is he's pretty famous. He has more Twitter followers than me, which it's not that hard. A lot of people have more Twitter followers than me.
But I started a long time before you too. So that's That has a lot to do with that. We'll get back to that in a second, but I do want to real quick while I'm looking for this talk about our first collab ever, kind of, not really. And it's being forced upon you because I'm basically going to react to one of your videos. Now, I was going to do it on your last video because I thought it'd be interesting and I was hoping to get some of them views. But I figured with this Tuesday going on, there's some real specific, interesting things that could happen. I know you're going to have a video. So what's going to happen is, for people that watch us on YouTube, definitely go watch his video first, because it's going to take me a day or so to do my quote reaction to Greg's gadgets. Now, there's a little backstory on this. I actually shot 3 whole videos, and edited one of them, reacting to a channel called 5 Minute Crafts doing phone hacks. And I thought it was pretty fun. I actually had fun doing it. I'm not going to be a reaction channel, but it was fun. It was something different. I uploaded it. It got to the point where it was processed, and then it immediately was blocked worldwide. Completely blocked. So I couldn't release it. So I have this completely edited video, which is, I mean, I hate the fact that I had to go. It was a lot of editing too, and I normally don't do a lot of editing, but it was a lot of editing, green screen and everything. And now it just sits on my hard drive, not able to show anybody. And the other shot footage is just not going to get used. So I was like, well, I did have fun doing it, and Greg and I are friends. So, and I do want to cover the things that Greg will cover. I just don't like talking about him the way he does. So let him talk about it, and then I'll just give my thoughts on like what he says. So that's coming this week. I'm actually looking forward to that. Should be fun times.
There was a for you YouTube historians out there keeping track of tech channels. I assume you watch other tech channels. There was this time in the tech sphere where everyone, I felt like, was reacting to each other, and it kind of dropped out of nowhere. I know like Talos of Tech used to do it. That's actually how like him and Jon Prosser had a debate. Like he reacted to like a Jon Prosser thing. They had like an official debate. Roberto Blake was there. There was like some like drama of like reacting to like someone else's opinions in the tech world, but it quickly got like dropped. Like I think it got like too real at one point, but I don't think that would happen between me and Travis, you know.
No, I don't think so. I didn't hear anything you said because I just found the clip. So how do I do this? If I pull up my USB, this should actually work, I think. All right, I'm going to try to play this clip. I'm going to share my screen here for the live stream people, and we'll see what happens here. So this is the Lou Later video. We'll just play like a couple seconds here. I believe this is what happens. Can you hear it?
No.
You can't hear it?
No.
I thought, why can't I hear that? Because of the... Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. Because I need to change my audio output. All right, hold on. We're doing this in real time, folks. I know exactly how to do it. I need to go to my... I need to go to this. Okay, here we go. Now you're going to be able to hear it. All right, here we go.
That you just clicked on, it would be that one, the G4 PowerBook in the top left corner. There you go. This thing was small. I remember the advertising campaign. Actually, you had Mini-Me from Austin Powers.
Oh, right.
And you had Yao Ming.
Yao Ming, yeah.
And Yao Ming had the 12-inch PowerBook, and Mini-Me had the 17-inch PowerBook. And they were on a flight, and it was like, whichever one floats your boat.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that goes?
Yeah. It's great advertising.
So back in the day, wow, what a time. I ordered that. I was on, what is it a saying? I was on top of the moon. Is that a saying? Did I just make that up?
Top of the world?
Top of the world? Why did I want to say top of the moon? Am I thinking about space?
Maybe.
Space travel?
It still looks...
Come on. Did you see the way he looked for the people on YouTube? Did you see the way he looked at the camera? Is it just me, or did that look suspicious?
That was suspicious, and the word...
I can't hear you. Wait, what? Hold on.
I feel like I'm gonna have to edit this for the audio show. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, there you go. So, but did it look like that he was kind of looking at the camera as if to wink, wink, nudge, nudge? Because otherwise, why would you stop your sentence like that? People in the chat, can you tell me?
Yeah,
is that what happened?
You know, it wasn't like space travel was. He just says space travel out of nowhere. Like, it's completely weird.
Space travel.
That's the original space travel.
Look, there's the look. I'm pulling up. Look at the look that he gives. Why would you make that look right off the side?
Oh, he knows.
Space travel.
Yeah, thank you, Willie Do. So, the space travel saga. Like, does Lou know about space travel. Does Willie Do know about space travel? I feel like, Willie Do is the big star here. And Lou, I feel like Lou is kind of stealing Do's thunder.
Space travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deep cut, though. You would have to now. Did we post? I'm trying to remember. Did we post a video of us talking about space travel, or did we?
Yes, and I believe fans have tweeted at Willie Do clip using clips of Willie Do being on the show.
So maybe. So Lou, if you've heard this, I mean, you can get some of the shine. Don't worry about it. You can get some of the shine. We'll let you have it this time.
I mean, listen, we don't have to speculate here. Willie Do is actually on the show. So Willie Do.
Yes.
Did you tell Lou about space travel? Because obviously you're on the show. You know what happens on the show. Obviously you do 2 shows. So you ratting us out, Willie Do?
Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions there.
I apologize. I should not have assumed that you would rat us out like that. So I'm, it's okay, Willie Do. Why don't you go take your 10-minute break?
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Willie Do.
Yeah. Willie's about to be fired. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what is going on this week. Well, potentially, right? So there's some battles going on Twitter right now, which we'll talk a little bit about with Jon Prosser, noted leaker, about Tuesday. Tell us what allegedly will happen on Tuesday, Greg.
Well, that's the thing. We really don't know. And I don't know if John said concretely. I don't know. John originally put out this timeline of Apple products, and he said something like new iPad and new Apple Watch being announced via a press release, which would be for this week. So John has been kind of sticking to that before. For this Tuesday, though, he's only saying that there's going to be some sort of press release on September 8th at 9 a.m. EST. Very specific date, very specific time. Just that there's going to be some sort of press release. He's not saying which products are going to be announced or if there's any products. And the G-Man himself, Mark Gurman, said, basically, if you're hoping for new products this week, you're going to be disappointed. I think the Tuesday announcement is going to be an announcement of when Apple holds their virtual event. So we're kind of in limbo now. Before, I think a lot of people were thinking new Apple Watches, new iPads this week. But now you have Gurman, again, another strong source. He likes to kind of battle John whenever he gets a chance. So now we have, I guess 2 competing points of view, but I don't even know if John's really updated what he said.
Here's what the latest of what John said, which was not because he had said something earlier last week. He said something is happening next week, but he's not saying what. And then he goes, Apple press release is currently scheduled for Tuesday, September 8th at 9 a.m. Eastern. So by the time some of the people are listening to the audio podcast, they may already know the answer to this. But for all the rest of us, though I should note it's not locked in until the press has been briefed. But in the press release, he doesn't say what's in the press release, which is interesting. I'm sure ads will be released on YouTube, but he says their ads will be released on YouTube. So it does imply products, which he had earlier talked about, like the watch being released. And interestingly, he mentioned, there's a lot of people saying, well, I don't think it's going to be an Apple Watch. I don't think it's going to be all these things. But an Apple Watch doesn't sound completely out of the ordinary to release. They've already released iPads and other various things via press releases this year. So I'm not completely feeling like they can't do an Apple Watch unless the Apple Watch is drastically different than the one we have, which I don't believe it's going to be. Not drastically different. There's no reason they can't. It's just basically a spec bump with what? We don't even really know. How much different is it?
Yeah, that's the thing. If it's really underwhelming as a product, maybe you do just release it as a press release, just to get it out of the way. And if, we've heard that iPhones obviously are facing all these production delays. It doesn't sound like the Apple Watch has been hit by that at all. So why not just release it if it's ready to go, get your sales out of the way for that, and then you can launch the iPhone and all the other. I mean, they have a lot of products that they're trying to launch by the end of this year. I don't think they want to launch those all within the same week because, you want to space that out so people have more money to spend on each product as it drops. I was really thinking iPads for sure this week before Gurman tweeted out that maybe there's no products. He seems to only really tweet when he's he kind of knows he's 100% correct. He kind of won't make maybe some of those dates as specific as John does a lot of the time. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I guess something is happening this upcoming week on a Tuesday, though. So, video on if it's an event or if it's new products.
I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. A question in chat says, does it make logical sense for Apple to have the watch and the phone together? We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, and it absolutely makes sense. However, there is also the thought that the amount of time that they're going to have for that thing is truncated, right? They've got to talk about a bunch of stuff up front, which is nothing phone related, like all the successes they've had. Then they'll talk about the multiple different phones, all the things you can do with them, and then one or two other things, maybe the iPad or something. Like, for me, it makes more sense to do the watch and the iPhone rather than the phone and an iPad or anything like that, or even the phone, unless they're going to do a shorter like presentation. But I think they also don't want to overwhelm people with a lot of products. But for me, it makes 1,000% sense to match phone with any of the accessories with it in the same kind of press conference thing, like, the actual conference they're going to do. A press release makes more sense for the things that won't be able to fit, which would be like the new iPad. You don't really need a press release for that, although it is quite a bit different, unless it's like drastically different. Then I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, yeah. When you release the watch, it's always great if you have the phone to go along with it, because you're buying a new phone. Maybe that entices you to also get the new watch at the same time. The phone is really what drives. I mean, it's such a weird year, so anything is, fair game at this point. But usually you go into the store to buy the new iPhone, and then you see all the other things there, and you might pick something else up. I don't know if watch is enough of a traffic driver normally, but again, it's weird times. People aren't even really going into stores, so I guess it makes sense. And the watch will always be there anyway when the new iPhones come out, so maybe why not launch them? But maybe there's features tied to the iPhone 12, or they also have to release the software, right? They have to release iOS 14 for watchOS 7. So is iOS 14 tied to the iPhone 12 release? Are they going to release that earlier than that? It's all kind of up in the air at this point, which kind of throws it for a loop for my opinion there.
Well, the thing is, we also don't know how far along iOS 14 is. Not to say you don't know the version numbers, you do, but you don't actually know which version number is the one that Apple's like, yeah, we actually feel confident enough with all the feedback we've gotten that we're good to go. You just see that the betas keep coming out, but you don't know if that's the final one. They're not going to tell you that this is the final beta. Like, it's going to go from that to GM, and then you're good to go. So they might be super close just because new beta versions are coming out. By the way, beta versions will continue to come out after they have the shipping software locked in, because you always do that. You always are several weeks ahead. So the shipping iOS 14 might be done now. We don't know whether or not it is. We are assuming, a lot of people are assuming, because they're still doing more betas, that those betas are part of the initial shipment, but we don't know that. We don't know that some of those things won't get pushed off for later. I worked at a corporate company that did firmwares for 7 years, and sometimes they just let some stuff slide and they go, listen, this is the thing that we're shipping with, and everything else you're working on for the next couple of weeks is going to be the first upgrade. Which, by the way, iOS 13, let's remember that. How quick did they have to turn around fixes on iOS 13 last year? That was a catastrophe. iOS 13 was garbage when it came out, and they needed fixes like that. So there's no reason to not think that they're not working on fixes on the finished build of 14.
Yeah, I think you got it 100% right there. They are constantly working on different software iterations, so who knows when the final version's out. And then, of course, they're obviously going to keep working on it no matter what, because there's going to be problems even when the final version's out. There's going to be a problem somewhere, hopefully not as bad as iOS 13, but there's always bugs and stuff to fix within software. Yeah, it's just a weird time. Again, we've talked about this on GadgetCast so many times. All these new Apple leakers, you can't trust like 90% of them. And you see rumors left and right about new product coming out this week on this day at this time. You got people fighting with Jon Prosser going, I'm the real leaker. I know the times and dates. And it's like, you have no track record. John actually has a track record. So it's this very weird dynamic that we're seeing now. I think, it is because Jon Prosser is a personality and he's a little more out there than your typical Mark Gurman or some of these other leakers that are kind of more in the shadows. Jon Prosser's doing a show. He's out there. He has a personality. And I really feel like he's kind of drawn out like these other people that kind of just want to be like Jon and kind of have like that abrasive attitude of like, I'm right kind of thing. But then they're not right. And it's just like, you're not right. You can't be that cocky if you're not right and you have no track record. It's so weird to me. It's really weird to see.
It's tugging on Superman's cape and then hoping that Superman falls so you can then take over for him, right? That's the thing. And if you can get in the wake of something like Jon, who's moving, a tremendous amount of views and a tremendous amount of interest, and you can get in there some way and make a name, listen, I understand it. I get it. Just like I'm going to do with Greg later this week when I react to his video, son. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait to get into Greg's Gadgets Week.
Cape. That's right. It is weird, though, how you can basically just lie, or I assume they're lying. A lot of what they said, we're going to see very soon if it's lies. But you can gain a pretty big following just by saying, hey, I got inside information and here's this, that, and this. And it's been like 5 months and nothing you said has come true yet. And all of a sudden you have like 5 to 10,000 like followers. And I just think that's super strange. Like I can get like, oh, this guy was right. Like, let's follow him. Like Jon, like when Jon got everything right, he had an explosion of followers. That makes sense. But it's almost like it's just like it's exactly like you said. Like they're trying to attach onto Jon. They tweet at Jon and they get some of that following just by interacting with Jon. Even if Jon argues with them, that's public enough to where people might go, oh, this guy's doing Apple Leaks too. Let me follow him just in case I can get some news.
And the other thing is like, so we haven't seen very many episodes of Front Page Tech since he's gotten his channel back, which we're super happy that he got his channel back. Yeah. But I think we'll see some in a flurry as we get closer to iPhone 12 stuff and some other things. But it is interesting that so that he is making enough waves that people are starting up like mini careers. Like, where were these people before?
Yeah.
Where were these people before? And maybe they know someone who works at Apple corporate. Maybe they know the janitor who saw something on someone's computer one time. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
I doubt it. I feel like I've already done my research on a lot of these people. I'm not going to name names. I'm not that kind of person. Maybe after the predictions are done, then I'll feel confident enough to go, you should probably unfollow these people. I've been keeping records and I can kind of see that Jon will say something. And then all of a sudden, they'll wait a little bit. They might retweet what Jon says. But all of a sudden, Jon says something vague about a new product. And then a couple days later, all these other people seem to have all the information about the new product. And then they're tweeting it. So Jon kind of tells you that this product's in the work. And then all of a sudden, they come out and make some guesses like, oh, it has the A14 and it does this and it does that. And it's this design. And that's where I'm like, so Jon knows of this coming out, but Jon doesn't tell us all that, and you do. It doesn't pass the sniff test for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're all going to find out here in a couple of weeks. Thankfully, we don't have to guess much longer. And certainly by Tuesday, we're going to know something. Now, again, Jon isn't saying specifically what's going to happen on Tuesday, just some type of press release. Could be anything. So
yeah, I think that was from an earlier leak where he said that Apple was planning iPad and Apple Watch on this week. However, as anyone knows, Apple could have planned that, and that could have been 100% true when Jon reported it. But then all of a sudden, they get closer to the date. They go, it's really not ready. And actually, maybe it'd be more impactful to launch. Apple's probably having the same exact discussions that me and Travis are having right now. It's like, does it really make sense to launch the watch? We're already going to have our event in like a month. Why not just do it at the event? We can show everyone all the new features. Maybe they're really excited. Like that mental health feature. That's something I feel like you got to show off and you have to explain it to people. How beneficial that might be, like managing your anxiety. That's one of the leaks that Prosser told us about. If that's true, that's a really big feature that I think you want to present on stage and have someone go, this is how life-changing it is, rather than press release, wording. This feature is life-changing. It's not as impactful. And if you know anything about Apple, they love stagecraft. They love controlling the narrative. So they might have had plans to release some of this stuff earlier. And as it got closer, they just went, let's just save it for the event. Maybe stuff that they were planning on releasing at the event, like this ARM MacBook that we're waiting for, these AirTags that have been rumored forever, these Apple headphones, maybe those also had issues and they had to push those back even farther. And that opened up more room to show off stuff at the event. So you don't know with all this stuff. The thing about Prosser is when he has new information, he presents it, right? He gives you the best information he has at the time. If something changes, I think I was watching those fights, like we were saying, the leakers are fighting with Prosser. And one of the leakers was going, John, you don't have 100% track record. You said there's going to be new hardware at WWDC. And then John just brings up another tweet where he goes, yes, initially there was going to be, but then as I explained in this tweet, they didn't have it ready in time. So they just decided not to show off any new hardware at the event. So it's constantly changing, especially now, especially during now.
Yeah, it's we're never going to know until we know. But I think this will establish things moving forward. To be honest, like John has kind of proven himself in the league game already. So I kind of lean towards him, and not just because of the people specifically that are telling him this, but that what he's done to ensure that his leads and leaks and everything are accurate, and how many rumors he sits on and never even mentions. Like, I mean, he's told you and I, a couple of times that a lot of things that he gets, he never reports on, because either they're not interesting enough or there's not enough like secondary information about it for him to really feel it. He also tells us he gets a lot of fake rumors from a lot of fake people trying to get him to either trip him up or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean, John's shown us stuff that obviously he has credentials, and I'm just gonna say it again. Like, I can't think of any other, as good as any of these reporters are with their reports. I don't usually remember, or I don't remember people going, hey, here's when the new iPhone's going to launch at this exact time. Hey, here's when the new iMac's going to launch at this exact time. So John obviously is not faking it. You can't fake that stuff for sure. It's easier to fake, hey, the new iPhone's going to come with an A14 chip. Oh my God, you got that right. Wow, you're like, that stuff's easy. Getting like the release dates, that's like some closely guarded stuff. And John seems to have a good source there.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens over the next couple of weeks. I am still interested in that iPad. We talked about it last week and how the new kind of shaped iPad is kind of an interesting thought. The Apple Watch, I'm not even remotely interested in, because I just don't know what they could do to make it more interesting than what the current gen is, which I have the Series 5 right now. And what are they going to give me above that? Well, I guess better battery life, I guess, would be the one thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with the battery life on 5, but if they came up with something that had like 2.5 day, okay, maybe that. But other than that, like, what?
I'm waiting for Apple Watch stuff, and I feel like they should have done this already. I'm waiting for them to be like, hey, you don't need an iPhone for this, and we're gonna dominate the whole entire market. Because once that happens, it'll be like the iPad. Like the Android tablet market really doesn't exist. Like it just doesn't compete against iPads. If Apple just ever went, you know what, our watches can work independently, like you don't need an iPhone for it, or maybe do some, make it work with Android, which I don't think they would do. I think they'd probably just go, hey, it's a cellular device now. It has its own app store. You can change all the settings on it. We can just do it independently. Once they open that up and allow you to set up an Apple Watch without an iPhone, I feel like that opens up sales for them a lot. And I feel like there's, at least with Android Wear, there's no competition. Maybe with Samsung stuff there is, but I feel like Apple just there's people who use an Android phone like as their main phone, but they still wear their Apple Watch. Like that's how good it is compared to other Android smartwatches.
So here's something else. Apple Watch SE. Someone in chat's asking about thoughts on Apple Watch SE. You know what that is? That's just the Series 3. To be honest, the Apple Watch SE could literally be the Series 3. They could just remarket it to Series 3, maybe change a couple of things here and there. Not much. That thing is powerful enough, and it's inexpensive enough right now at like $200 most of the time, that to me, if you can drop it to $150, that is the SE.
So that comes out of Gurman, who said there's going to be 2 different Apple Watch models, including like a revision to the Series 3. I think there's some stuff on watchOS 7 that doesn't work on the Series 3. So I think they would have to do some hardware updates with like their different processors, but I think that's what it would be. I think it'd be the same design, and they throw the latest chip in there, and that would make it so you could do all the new features on watchOS 7, and it would just last even longer for future updates, forward thinking kind of stuff. Series 3, obviously, it's still pretty fast. I just used it recently for a review not too long ago, And even on modern software, I was like, you know what, this is still pretty impressive.
And that's what it is. But Series 2 is not. So you can't go back that far. Series 3 could be the SE if you use the same processor. You could argue that you could use a processor from Series 4.
I think that's what they might do, like use like a newer processor, because there's some features that it can't do on watchOS 7 with like a lot of like background power saving stuff. So they might do something like that.
Yeah, it depends on how much they want to support. And SE should not support everything, because otherwise it wouldn't be SE. Although Apple supports a lot of the things, for example, an iPhone SE, but they don't support everything in the current operating system because they can't. They shouldn't. It's an SE. It's not supposed to support everything. It's only supposed to support certain things, baseline. What does 90% of the people who are going to buy this need? Everything else is whipped cream. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. But you literally could get away with just making it a Series 3 and calling it an SE, and people will be like, I need to buy this thing, even though it's been out for years. They could if they wanted.
I mean, it's Apple, so I'm not gonna disagree with that. No. All right, enough of this Apple schmapple talk. All right,
Apple schmapple. Yes.
You know what, Apple? Where's your folding phone? Okay,
exactly.
So we've been talking. I feel like we've talked about this on Gadgetcast already, but we haven't. It's just that we've been talking about it in anticipation of it happening for so long. But Galaxy Fold 2 finally out.
Yes.
Well, not out.
Well, which I did. I did. So here's what happened. Let's tell my story as I told it on my channel earlier in the week. So I had in my mind, for those of you who don't know, I do a series on my channel called Amazon Renewed, which I got a new episode coming later this week. But I had a Galaxy S9.
Whoa. Stop the clock. I'm going to hold that story. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I see Renee's in the chat. I'm glad Renee's here, friend of the show. He has his verified check mark. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Wait, we got it. You know, we reached 100,000 around the same time. I see they got Renee's check mark. So that signals me that I have to bother someone now. I have to be like, excuse me, sir. Check mark.
I need my verified check mark.
Put in the chat.
Renee needed it before you, though. I mean, he's Renee.
Oh, no.
He's Renee. Look, so what I was saying was, here's what had happened. What had happened was, when the Galaxy Note was out, the Note 20 Ultra, I checked the trade-in value on the S9 that I had from my Amazon Renewed series, and it was like $300. So I was like, cool, that's going to be a great value off the Amazon Fold. That's going to be, or Amazon Fold, the Samsung Fold 2. I'm excited about getting $300 off. I go there, I click on the trade-in, and it's $150. I'm like, bro, it's only been like 3 weeks since I checked this thing. I understand why. I'm not hating, but let me tell you, they set my expectation at one thing, and they dropped the bomb on me after. And after taxes, that thing barely got taxes out of the way. It's a lot of money. It's a tremendous amount of money. And it's when I do the review, I actually was surprised how many people in the comments were like, oh, we're actually looking forward to seeing what you think, because, you know, we want to see what someone who's not like super B-roll and kind of top end guy really thinks. We want to know what kind of one of the friends around the block is. That's what I am. I'm your friend around the block. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I'm paying money out of my pocket for this thing, and it's not cheap. I mean, that's like $2,000, baby. What's the tax on yours? Are you like at the 10% thing where you are, Greg? Because mine's like 10%.
No, we got like 6.76.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. So
gotcha.
A little less. It's nice.
Yeah.
Man, I actually had the complete opposite reaction, because I was like, I got the email to do my order. By the way, you said that, I was correct. You said that thing's going to do nothing. It gave me an email to pre-order right away. And I put my order in for the Fold. I got the black version,
Same.
So I did the trade-in for my Z Flip. I was really thinking about it. I was like, do I want to keep this phone? And the more I thought about the Z Flip, I was like, it would be cool to kind of just have this as like a history thing. But as a phone, it's not one I really want to use. Like, it's not something like I go back to it and I'm like, don't get me wrong, the technology is amazing, right? But I don't want to use it. It's not a good phone, in my opinion. I'm like, you know what? I should just get rid of this. Let me see what the trade-in value is on the Z Flip. They're giving $800 for the Z Flip, which I was actually pretty happy with. And when I did my Fold order, it was like $1,100. So I was like, you know what? That
seems
bad.
Not bad. Yeah, it's less than like some iPhones and Galaxy Notes at this point. Yeah,
That's less than an iPhone like 11 Pro Max. And I was like, you know what? I'll take it, because if any foldable phone is going to win me over, it's going to be the Fold 2. It is a lot of money, $2,000. It's actually, in some ways, it's less money than I thought they might charge for it, but it's still $2,000 for a phone. It's a lot of money. But I really want to try a phone that folds out into a tablet. The Z Flip was cool. The technology is amazing, but it is a bad phone. There's just no way around it. You unfold it, it's way too long. It's not comfortable to hold in your hands. Like, I know it's such a cliche, like, oh my God, it fits great in the hands. Yeah, the Z Flip doesn't fit great in your hands. There's like hinges, it digs into your hands. It's not as snappy as other modern Android phones. The cameras aren't that impressive. So as a phone, it's not that good. And the flipping stuff for that kind of gets old because there's no screen on the outside. So every time you want to check your phone, you have to open it up. The technology is cool. It's a cool device, but it's in practice when you start using this stuff. It has to be a better experience than what you're used to. And I can take out my Pixel 4a, which is a way worse phone on so many other technical aspects, but it's instant on and I'm just ready using it. And that's how I like to use my phone. With the Fold 2, I can still do that because it has a big screen on the outside. And then when I want to get more productive, I open that baby up, get a nice, big, beautiful screen. I think I'm going to like it. I hope I like it because it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, it literally is just a large investment. And for YouTubers, if you're not getting the stuff sent to you, which, by the way, Samsung always asks for the products back when they send them. So most of the creators you're seeing now are actually going to have to send it back. And if they want one, they have to buy it themselves. But that's not always the case. A lot of manufacturers will send them and they can have it or whatever. But for, creators around our size, for the most part, we got to buy our own stuff. And, we're not making as much money as some of those bigger channels. So it is a legit investment. And, it's not a cheap thing to be a part of like a review thing. I have been very fortunate in that I have not bought any flagships this year. I have bought only Amazon Renewed products. And while that does add up over time, they are less to start off with. So that's literally the point of the entire series. So, but even then, it's like, holy crap. Matter of fact, the Amazon Renewed phone that I'm going to do this week, which I'm actually kind of excited to do, I need to sell at some point, and I think it'll sell fairly fast because it's actually a newer phone. I'm kind of excited to do the video, so we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But for a tech tuber of our size, man, this is not a cheap game to get into. I don't know about you, Greg, but I started reviewing when I started my YouTube channel. I started reviewing things around the house, and then I would go to like Big Lots, which is kind of one of those less expensive stores to find stuff. I remember specifically one weekend going and looking for like $30 headphones and $20 headphones and stuff that I could review on my channel because I'm like, I ain't got no money, son. Ain't no money, making no money on this channel. But I want to get these videos out. So it's an interesting thing when you're a smaller creator.
Yes. Yeah, I did some like reviews of stuff. Well, here's the thing. I actually bought a bunch of like cheaper stuff going, I'm a tech YouTuber. I can't afford like the most expensive things. And then I like spent money on like the cheaper things and then like I didn't review them. So that was a horrible investment on my end. I definitely did like some if you go back on my channel, there was some like what do you call them? The Fire tablets and stuff for reviews, and those were very inexpensive, the $50 tablets. So yeah, that was definitely something I had to do very early on too. It's expensive in this career to do like stuff. Like,
there's some good,
very hard.
There's some good questions in the chat real quick. Would you review old Nokia phones? I would if I was slightly bigger and would get better views on it. Someone like Mr. Mobile could get away with something like that. Travis and Greg, do you get phones sent to you? Do they contact you or just send? I get some sent. It's pretty rare nowadays, but I know you got the Pixel and stuff sent to you.
Yeah,
I have in the past, but yeah.
I tried. I think right now, like Travis said, I really don't get too much sent to me. I'm hoping to change that, as obviously I just got that 100,000 milestone. I don't really contact too many of the big people out there, so I probably should and see if I can get some review units. I should probably, I should ask Renee, be like, hey, who's your contact?
Yeah, who's your contact? Who's your daddy?
Send it that way. But I probably should ask some people. I did try. Maybe I shouldn't say.
Oh,
I did try with the Duo, and
yeah.
really, like, I heard back, and then I didn't hear back. So I don't know if I should be like, hey,
Hey, excuse me. Hey, if you want it, you should. But then again, you can't turn the darn thing on anyway. So whatever.
It's weird though, because the more I looked into it, like contacting these different companies, a lot of companies use like a third party to manage these like review units.
Yes, they do.
And that is strange in itself. I always thought like the companies directly would do it, but a lot of them use a third party, and it's like the same third party. Yeah. So I guess once you get good with them, they're probably going to send you everything.
Yeah, a lot of times that's the case. Crimson asked in the chat, it's a pretty good question. Do you think Samsung's releasing way too many flagships this year? Yes, but first of all, they went the wrong direction going into this year anyway. They should have been focusing more on mid and lower range phones, including their flagship phones not being as expensive. They should have learned that lesson last year. However, these phones were all made and designed and everything over a year ago, so they didn't know that the economy was going to be the way it is now. Hopefully, they take the learnings from 2020 into 2021 and realize that they need to pay attention to what the heck people are actually buying, rather than just doing something because they can do it. Their sales of the different phones have continued to go down. The Note 20 Ultra series or whatever, it was lower in Korea, their home country, for the first month or something, by a little bit. It did better in the UK, but overall, and I'm a Note fan, it's just you shouldn't put so much stock in that. What I think they're doing with the Fold 2, though, is I believe they are hedging their bets on the Fold 2. So, in other words, you have, in order to get the colored hinge, which I would like, you have to wait 5 weeks. You have to order it. And I think I've talked about this before. That's about how long it would take for the hinges to be manufactured. Like, they can wait 5 weeks and get that turned around. So my guess is they didn't have very many colored hinges ready to go at all anyway. And they're just doing it pretty much made to order, because when you sell these and resell these and do these later on in the secondhand market, you don't want these colors that may not sell. It's kind of a very personal thing to colorize your phone. And they know they're not going to sell a bunch of these because they're just too expensive. So they're not going to make a whole bunch. They're not going to make as many as they would make an S20 or something like that. It's just not going to happen. So I believe they have a certain amount of stock for the folds. Maybe even some of those are make on demand. And then certainly the hinges are make on demand. They're just not going to sit on a bunch of stock of that for no reason, because there's nothing you can do with it afterwards. Maybe melt it down, but what's the good of that? The Thomas Brown version sold out, but that doesn't mean anything. We talked about this. I think I saw Viper was talking about this the other night. Most people don't even know who Tom Brown is. I know I didn't, but of course it's sold out. They probably made 5 of them. I mean, you don't have who's going to make a $3,000 phone in any kind of significant quantities. This is what happened on the Pixel 4a video that I did a while back. It's hilarious to see these comments come in, because I have a pinned comment on that when I talked about how the Pixel 4a won't sell. I've explained this before. I will real quick do this again. I don't know why I have to explain this so many times to people, but let me do it one more time. Pixel 4a is a fine phone. There's nothing wrong with it. Just because it won't sell well does not mean it's not a good phone. And people are going, well, it's sold out. It's sold out. It's sold out. Number one, you have no idea how many they made. You don't know. They might have made 10 and they sold out. Doesn't mean a good thing. Number two, they didn't sell very many of any of the Pixels previous to this. So even if they did sell out, which of course they're not going to make more than they made of the previous generation, and they sold very few of those, it means nothing. If they sold, let's go back over 2019. And I know these numbers because I had to look them up. 7 million total phones in the Pixel line in 2019. That isn't even a blip on a quarter of a year. In other words, if you look at how many phones like Apple or anyone, Samsung sells in a quarter, that doesn't even get you in the top 10, let alone an entire year. And by the way, the entire series. So Pixel 3a, Pixel 3a XL, Pixel 4, all those phones in 2019 sold 7 million. So if you think the Pixel 4a is going to sell more than 7 million by itself, you are not paying attention and you are silly and you should go sit down. So will it do well? Probably, relatively speaking, sure. Will it sell a lot? No, it's not going to be on any, you will not see it on any chart of the top 10 selling phones of 2020. Sorry about your luck. It's not a bad phone, though. Just wanted to say that. All right. Now that I got that off my chest.
Yeah, no. It'll do well for a Google phone, the Pixel 4a, but
100%.
That doesn't mean anything when you're comparing against every other phone. And unfortunately, maybe it does deserve to be in the top bracket somewhere, but it probably won't be, because a lot of people don't even know Google makes phones, to be honest with you. So they go into the carrier store and they'll pick what's there. But yeah, Travis, I think we said it all. I think
we did. So we always say it all. What are you talking about?
I think we said it all.
We always say it all.
You know, we are, we are, you know, on the eve of mayhem about to happen because it's been a bit of a lull. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a lull. Actually, I feel like there's been like a lot of news for a typical summer. I feel like we've covered a lot. But I'm telling you, what is it? It's September 6th. Man, you know, it's going to start this week, apparently, with Apple announcing some stuff. But it's, you know, the Fold's coming out. It's going to be non-stop coverage for like till December. And then it gets a little boring again. We even got like, it's, you know, it's even more than a usual year because we have next generation consoles also launching.
Oh yeah.
Cover. And we still don't know the price of these things. So I was looking at my budget. I was trying to budget everything out. And I was like, I think I'm going to spend a lot of money. And it was kind of scary when I actually thought about it. I was like, that's a lot of money that I plan to spend to cover these things. So
yeah, 100%. It's going to be an interesting couple of months. We're getting into the hot and heavy season, especially for you, for an Apple guy. I mean, I sit on the fence of both Apple and Android, so it's always fun for me.
I mean, you're going to be getting old and stuff too, so it is gonna be busy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting times. But we'll definitely cover it. And of course, next week, if anything interesting happens, we'll be here doing it again. I forgot to make my outro song for the show. I almost did twice, and I am going to make an outro song.
I should.
Are you putting in the intro at the end? Is that? Oh yeah, you are.
Yes. So yeah, that's true.
I need to.
I should have the Surface Duo for next week, by the way. So
what you say? Show it on the screen. Oh, and then of course you can real quick talk about unboxing your plaque that you did real quick. You can talk about that.
Oh yes, I am now an official 100,000 YouTube channel. I'm a legitimate YouTube channel now. You know, there's no faking it. I unboxed my silver play button over on my channel. I actually delisted that video though. I don't know why. I probably should have just kept it up.
What do you have it around, or is it just sitting? Do you have it on the wall? Like, where is it?
It is just sitting somewhere in a box. It's kind of
You're joking.
It is on a stand-ish. I need to mount it somewhere. Like I'm planning on mounting it. Just before we got on the show, I may have contacted these people about getting an additional silver play button. Apparently that's a thing. I have to pay for it.
Yeah, I know that.
I don't know.
Why would you get another one? Why would you get another one?
I don't know.
Well, see, what's very little known, Greg actually knows this, is that I actually have something set up for my 100,000 when it happens 12 years from now. I actually already have something. What is so painful for me is that it's I was waiting for Duke Miami, Renee. Yeah. It's so painful. It's been here for like 2 months or something that I'm going to do in my 100,000 subscriber video. And then I've got to replace if in my videos, you'll see the blue, YouTube thing, which I made for 10,000. I got to replace that in a ceremony on a video too. I'm looking forward to that and getting that albatross off my back, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, Travis, he's almost at 75,000 subscribers. So I think it's going to happen faster than you think.
I mean, we can hope.
People love to be, as I've seen, and I kind of theorize with Travis if we're going to go into our game theory here. People love to be part of like a winning story. And I noticed as I started getting closer to 100,000, I felt like people were like subscribing faster. Like, I want to be part of the people before 100,000. And now every like comment I get, people are like, Greg, I was here before 100,000. And it's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you can hold up to and hold up like Moses.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm going to get 3 of them. And I'm going to drop one. And then
there you go. That's a great video. Okay, let's go ahead and end this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on GadgetCast. He's Greg. I'm Travis. And we will be here next week, maybe. Space traveling.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. in orbit.
Space travel.
I didn't know Zolotech was almost at 1 million now. He follows me on Twitter. I should probably say, give him a little shout out. Say hello. Zolotech. 100K by February 2021. I mean, maybe that's actually doable. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
We're gonna get Travis to 100K by the end of this year. Let's do it.
That would be nice. It should have happened already, but that's so annoying. Can we switch? Hey, Nikki is in the house. Good to see you, player. You want to play some drop test, Greg? Yes, that's a good one.
No.
How's everyone doing in the chat? We appreciate you for coming through.
My silver play button is very guarded. It is surrounded by candles. That is not a lie. That is not a lie.
I
It is
believe
surrounded by candles.
You should put it on your Apple stand.
Yeah, I'm gonna nail it to my Apple stand.
You should do that. That's why you buy the second one and put it on it.
Well, I'm trying to see what the second one does, and then I should just get like 50 of them and just like completely fill a wall with it. Maybe that's what I do.
That's
Is that a little is that too
you need to put it in the back. I saw that Gabriel dropping $15 total today. What is he doing? Settle down, young man. We appreciate you. We speak your name. I think that you should have it in the background. You should just have the photo of it in your background for one episode.
Of the photo of what?
Of your silver play button. Have you danced with your silver play button? I'm surprised you haven't done it in the video. I actually could see you doing that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've released a video since I got it. So,
how much is the second silver play button?
I don't know. I'm waiting for them to contact me. So,
I feel like they're like
150.
That's what I've heard too. That's what I've heard. Yeah, about $150, I think.
That sounds like too much. Well, it makes sense. Like why you would order multiples. Some people have like a team, and it's like, obviously everyone on that team should get one. But I'm just want 2 of them. I don't know.
I would actually buy. Come to think of it, I would probably buy a second one because I want one where I shoot my videos, and then just one somewhere like in here or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm struggling with. Like I kind of want to mount it somewhere that's not in my set, but I feel like it should be in my set. So that's why I'm not really doing anything with the one I have now.
Gotcha.
So I'm kind of trying to see how much a second one is, and then I'm going to be like, all right, I want it 2 different locations. Like when people enter, my house, I want them to stare at it and go, look how impressive I am. So that's one.
You still need to put it on the stand.
Yeah, I want to carry it with me everywhere I go. And
put it on a chain around your neck.
Oh, I didn't get to tell this story on Gadget Cast.
I was about to say, didn't you just like recognize somewhere or something?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have talked about that on Gadget. Go ahead. What is it?
All right. I'll talk about it again next week, I guess.
Yeah.
So I went to, COVID. I've been trying not to really order out anywhere. But I did, it's been a long time. I was like, all right, I think I deserve to go order, not eat there, just order takeout from one of my favorite restaurants. And I did that. They had online ordering. It was really nice. And credit to this restaurant. They can do indoor dining right now in New Jersey. You could do 25% capacity. They care so much about the workers. They said, nah, we're still not doing it. So I think that's cool. Like putting people over profit. So I went in there, social distance, had my mask on, and then some guy, so here's the thing. I've been very I go places now, and because I do have that 100,000, this is going to sound very pretentious, and I don't mean it to sound this way, but the bigger you get on a platform where people see your face, the more in the back of your head you're kind of like, am I going to get recognized somewhere? I'm not.
Whenever I go into Best Buy, same way. I'm
not a huge celebrity. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not that pretentious. I'm not I don't feel like I'm Brad Pitt, but I'm just is there a chance someone might recognize me in this public space now?
100%.
So I'm I have my mask on. I'm no one's gonna.
Yeah, no one.
It's COVID time. I'm free to do whatever I want. I walk in, and all of a sudden, I just see the guy getting my bags, and he just goes, "Gregory," and I'm like, "Ooh, that's not normal. That's not a normal Gregory." And it's
but you're picking up your order,
right? But the way he said, and I was like, "Yes." And then he's like, "Oh, now I've said this is a guy that actually knew me before, right? Like this is the restaurant I told before, but I figured I had my mask on, he wouldn't recognize me, but he did. So then I don't know if this is insulting or not.
But wait, he knew you before, so how is this? I don't understand this story. If he already knew you, then what's the point? I don't understand. That just means he found your YouTube channel after the fact, right?
No, he didn't know me. Like this was like someone who found me through YouTube.
Oh.
This person, this is like my favorite restaurant. So this person has interacted with me before and said, "Haven't I seen you on YouTube?" So basically this guy goes, "Are you still making videos?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like I was kind of insulted. Like, "What do you mean am I still making videos? You're not watching?" But then he goes, "So you're getting the ARM Mac, right? You're getting the ARM Mac. You're going to get the first one." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." It's like, he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch your video on it." So I think I felt like he does watch all my videos, and he was kind of like
trying to play it down.
He watched it, but I feel like that was way too specific to not watch my videos and look at all the topics I've been doing. But
that's hilarious.
He was really nice and stuff like that. But yeah, getting recognized is very weird.
Listen, I need to move to Spain. It's illegal to not wear a mask. That's where it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to wear a ski mask. Was it a Travis mask? Maybe they recognize me. It's possible.
No.
So when the last time I was at Best Buy, no one recognized me. But the time before that, I was by one of the guys who worked there. But that was before pre-mask, so it's been a minute. But yeah, it goes through my mind too. I think it's normal because, but it only goes through my mind when I'm in tech spaces. If I'm near an Apple store or Best Buy or something, it goes through my mind then. Any other time, I'm not even thinking.
I never get recognized in tech spaces. It's always just
that's what's so weird.
Yeah.
The only places I've been recognized are in tech spaces, but the only places like you haven't been recognized in tech spaces, you've been recognized every random place else.
Store, restaurant,
mostly, yeah,
cafe. So
because it's terrible over here, Nikias. Okay, I probably ran into Best Buy before you might have. Favorite non-tech YouTube channel? I have a couple. What's yours?
Great. Mega 64.
What's that?
It's like a comedy group. They do like video game skits. Mega 64, favorite.
The only one I can think of, I know I have some, I'm just not able to think of them off the top of my head, but right off the top of my head, Big Mooney does like Hitman video game things. He's very funny. He's like got a Scottish accent or something. Very funny guy. There's a question here. Pro Max or Note Ultra? You had to choose one and use it for a year straight. Now, if you'd asked me this a year ago, I would have said Note Ultra easy. I would say Pro Max, even though I would be frustrated at times with multitasking because of all of the people that I know that have iPhones and I rely on certain aspects of iMessage and stuff. That's the only reason. If it wasn't for knowing people with iPhones, I would easily go to like a Note Ultra or something. But that iMessage is keeping me in. What's that? Yeah, that's actually funny. Greg, if you have recognized in public, but instead as aren't you Travis from Gadget? Or where's Travis from Gadget? That would be hilarious. What if the first thing they say is, "Hey, where do you know Travis?" Well, Genosis, I want you to know something. That already happens, but it's his family that does that. It's not fans, it's his family that's like, "Oh, how's Travis?" I think I'm more famous with Greg's family than Greg is, which is kind of hilarious. I love that. That's the greatest thing ever.
I will say a family member, I did the 100,000 silver play button unboxing. And I will say a family member let me know after the fact that they apparently watched that whole live stream. And then they said, "Wow, I didn't realize how famous you were." So I got street cred with my family now. So
I actually saw this. I actually saw Nikias do this, by the way. And I was thinking about doing it myself. The thumbnail style that you do. He'll buy your silver play button because he did your style and did really well. I saw his video and I'm like,
right,
play style.
You know what? This is Gadget Cast. This is a family. this is the Gadget Cast. This is a family. This is where you get to, you're going to learn inside trades of a successful YouTuber who, by the way, got 500,000 views in 4 days. That's crazy, by the way. That's
weird.
Crazy numbers. Oh, I didn't get to mention this on GadgetCast. I had so many accomplishments, I forget. I was on trending a second time in my young YouTube career.
Should have mentioned that.
On trending. So I feel like I know what I'm doing at this point. I have this thumbnail style that works. And it does work, and I'm aware it works. And I kind of don't want to do it anymore because I feel like it's overplayed. but it works every time.
You should do it again because I'm going to play off of it.
And the reason why no one else does this, right? Like no one else I feel like does this. I feel like I discovered it. But you know, obviously Apple does like these stage events and there's usually like a blank screen behind them where you can Photoshop something out. And I'm like, well, if I'm doing a video about like an event or products that are going to be announced, I was going to show like Tim Cook and the products behind him. That's like cool. And this was like at a time where I'm like, back when I first started doing this, I was like, I have no idea how to do these thumbnails. I see people who do like these like really cool thumbnails. I'm not that talented. Let me try this. Like this, I guess, looks a little visually interesting. And they seem to work pretty well. But I feel like I can't keep doing it at some point. But
are you kidding me? I have 5 facial expressions that I rotate through on all of my thumbnails.
Is it like a style of mine where like I've earned the right to just do it?
100%. Look, let me show you something. Hold on. I'm going to pull up my channel. It's actually embarrassing. I noticed this the other day. So I know that I rotate through them, but what I didn't realize is when you go to my Amazon Renewed series of videos, hush down over there, that the top 3 of the top 4 of this series are all the exact same one. I didn't realize that. It's literally 3 of the top 4.
So so that's why would I stop? I don't know. I feel like it's like you know,
no,
I don't know.
Screw that. YouTube is trying hard to not let you get your greatness.
But
Just
look,
do it.
I can share my screen, right? Hold on.
Yeah. And by the way, like you'll notice that I've used titles over the last couple of iPhone things very strategically from another YouTuber that worked really well for my channel. And I'm going to do it again the next time I have another Apple video. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm doing what works.
I don't copy anyone. So
I do. If it works, screw it. I was going to do a reaction on a Renee video the other day, but I just hadn't got around to it. But I wanted to. But then he started doing real, like unscripted stuff, which I like. And now I don't want to react to it because I like it. I like his stuff too much. I'm like, oh, not react in a bad way, but like kind of like just go over some of the things he talks about. Because again, I don't like talking about. I like giving my opinion. I don't like talking about specific facts. I like just fun stuff. Like I want to go, no, I don't agree with that. Or yes, I agree with that. Or this is why he's right. Or this is why like that I like to do. I don't like going, well, according to this thing, I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it. Greg is good at it. Renee is great at it. Like you guys can do that. I'm just a personality dude. All right, what are you going to show? Oh, here we go.
Here's a fresh look at my channel. Oh my God.
All right, hold on. Let me move the banner. I'm going to move that. Okay.
So you can see right here, I felt like I was doing it too much. But look at the views here.
Yeah, Steven, that was really good. It's just ridiculous.
But look at that. Like that.
Look how many views it is. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of views. I'm glad your iPad Pro video didn't do well. Because people like you don't need all the success. It's ridiculous. No, I'm kidding. I'm happy for you. Let me put this banner up so you can't see anything.
But I use that for like you know, that type of video. Obviously, if I'm doing like a review and stuff, I just take a picture and like put that as a thumbnail. So
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. Thumbnails are hard. I'm not a design guy. I'm not Renee. So
yeah. Oh, and by the way, yeah, Canoopsy is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Canoopsy's got that style, and Canoopsy deserves it, man. We had Canoopsy on. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, the visual stuff is what I dread. So
yeah,
I'm glad I found something that works. But
yeah.
I mean, no one says anything too. Like I felt like now, like someone in the comments would be like, "Oh, this thumbnail. Why you keep doing this thumbnail?" But no one does.
People don't care. They don't care because they don't get to see it enough. They only see it in the thing and click it and they forget all about it. That's why I don't care. That's why, if anything, you should be more upset about like title structure. Like that's the thing people will see more of. They see a thumbnail for like a second and then they forget all about it. So just do it. But you'll notice I'm doing this specific thing that's working for me from the iPhone stuff, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Wait, whatever they say, you should do Mr. Beats thumbs.
You should just do Mr. Beats thumbs for tech.
I think that's like the equivalent of like putting like a bunch of iPhones in your semi truck. Like that's the kind of thumbnail for like a Mr. Beast type one, right?
That'd be funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah. Well, look, Renee's still the only one who watches Twit. That's what's up. Renee's the legend, man. Renee's the man.
Yes.
What I like about Renee is that he gets down here with us plebeians and hangs out with us.
Yeah, he's not afraid to be in the mud a little bit, you know.
I like that. You're gonna pool of iPods, swimming in a pool of iPods. That'd be a good idea.
That'd be great.
That'd be fun. All right. Well, that's probably enough, right?
Nah, let's do another hour.
All right, we can record it for the week after.
Yeah.
We have to pretend that everything has happened, though.
Oh my God! Did you see that new Apple Watch? Can you believe they got rid of the screen? What was up?
Can you believe the non-specific things we're going to talk about in this particular thing?
Wow, that new Apple announcement! It really was Jon Prosser. Wow, he got it.
Membership news. We don't have any because he keeps forgetting.
I also have memberships on my channel now. I feel like memberships is something I didn't have for the longest time. And because I couldn't have it and everyone else did, I was like, how wanted it? Yeah. I need this feature. And now once I get it on GadgetCast and my own channel, you think I would just like enable it right away. And I'm just like, oh, now what do I do? So I had all this time to complain about memberships and then I didn't do anything with them.
Yeah, it'll be, yeah, you have to set it up. Like there's a lot of work you have to do to get memberships to do anything that you want.
Who is Jon Prosser?
I don't know. Jon Prosser? I don't know.
Prosser.
I don't know. It's Jon Prosser. Okay. Anyway, when a guy got a join button, we'll get one.
When's GadgetCast gonna get the silver play button?
That's what I would be really
like.
In a weird way, I'll actually be maybe more proud of that moment than even my own channel. Maybe depending on how long it takes. We've slowed down way, and that's that's our own fault. We both need to pump on bigger videos. We need to pump the podcast, and I did recently.
My last video
that would have been amazing. I think 2 or 3 videos ago I did, and I will again when I do the react to your video, obviously, because I got to give context to your
eventually.
What? Oh yeah, the Supercast. What are we doing that for? After the iPhone 12 is announced, or what are we doing that?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's milk that. That'll be
amazing.
That's it. We should do it the night of, right?
We'll buy one and split it in half, or we'll just buy a second one. Well, whichever. I mean, I don't know.
I think the night of, people are going to want that reaction and they're going to be for it. Obviously, I have to make a video that day, but the night of that announcement, I feel like no matter how
it'll be hot.
We come on here and we're like, ugh.
I think that's it.
Hey,
you're probably right. You're probably right.
Yes, guys.
We're here, baby.
What's this show? And they're going to be like, oh,
we got to stay. It's amazing.
Oh my God, it's so
best
good.
Show ever. Such a great show.
And then they're going to unsubscribe from both of us because they realized that GadgetCast was all they wanted, and then
they don't need anything else. Yeah,
that's it.
We had over 100 people watching today, so that's good. It's the first time we've had that with no guest in a long time.
Wait, we're gonna leave in just a second. I gotta go, but people want to see like behind the scenes. Can we do an
behind the scenes of what?
But yeah, what's the behind the scenes of a gadget?
There's nothing.
Travis?
There's literally nothing.
I think Travis and I did talk to each other all week, and 5 hours before the show, Travis was like, "What are we titling this?" Not a lie. That's literally how this GadgetCast came to be. It was like, oh, what are we doing?
If we ever get to the point where we're doing so well that we have a producer, it's gonna be weird. Like someone who actually makes us do things.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah, we can't.
We can do it ourselves.
I think it makes more sense.
Why do people want to see what's the appeal behind seeing the desk setup and the office setup? I feel like
only Canoopsy can do it awesome and make it look amazing. Mine would be like, okay, here's
these wires that aren't cable managed and are a mess, and
100%.
Here's the seltzer water I left on my desk and a Werther's wrapper. And,
totally.
Here's that's it. Thank you. Here's an iMac behind me that you see in every video. That's all I got. There's nothing cool on this desk. Travis, you're muted.
Sometimes I leave bloopers in. People do want to see wires and clutter. I don't think
I don't think so. If I see video, I'm like, ugh.
Bro, as it is, whenever I take a picture, I have to go over it with a microscope because I know people are going to come after me for some stuff.
Of course.
It's terrible. Yeah, I'm not Canoopsy, man. If Canoopsy had it, if I had Canoopsy do my he might make it look cool.
Yeah, Canoopsy, can you come over here? We let you on our show. That was obviously, very
That's
nice.
how he blew up.
Yeah. So can you come over here and do the desk tour setup? Thank you.
Well, see, and no, Bandrew has a really cool setup. Seeing the tools they'll use. But Bandrew, yours is obviously cool because you have so much cool stuff, man. Like, bro, if you saw all the crap that's on my desk, you would say you need to clean it up. Because that's the type of people that watch my videos.
I've seen Travis's desk set up. It's not that impressive.
I mean, it's cool because it's an L desk and there's some cool stuff on it, but it needs to be. I've tried to clean it up 3 or 4 times and it never stays clean.
I thought it wasn't that impressive. So
there's so much RGB on here that it's pretty legit though.
I do like my, Bandrew makes a good point though. My Rodecaster, that's good enough to show off. I'd be like, look at
my Rodecaster.
Look at this thing. Look how cool this is.
We love our Roadcasters.
That would be the video. I'd be like, look at my desk. Now look at the Rodecaster, and it'd be like 99% of the video.
And that's it. All right. Well, that's probably enough because I got to send him the file so that the audio podcast goes live. Of course, if you want to, you can get the audio podcast on all podcast platforms.
For GadgetCast, there's no deleted scenes. That's it.
Yeah, this is it.
Unless you're talking about my channel, then you do not want to see those deleted scenes.
I've put deleted scenes in my videos sometimes. The only one time I don't put, I always, though I did not put one in this one video recently because I farted, but I almost did because it was funny.
Why did you?
I almost did. I have. Usually I will post it on Twitter. Usually I post it on Twitter. I gotta find it. But the clip was I was sitting there saying something, and you hear this, and I stopped talking. So it was like, but that's literally what happened.
Good.
I almost wanted to post it, but I don't know. I have to find it, see if I even have the. I have it. I have it somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, guys, stop talking as it happened. It's one of those things.
That's great. That is so good.
That's why I'm human.
Extra silver play button, do you want an extra? You want mine? We should have each other's.
Yeah, we can scratch up a GadgetCast on it. You keep it yourself. I mean, it sounds like an interesting idea. Let me get mine first, and then we can talk about exchanging.
When you get yours, like we should swap.
That would be fun. Now, I might be up for that.
I want to be up for that one. Like we could get a Jon Prosser one. He says he's on his box. Renee, like I'll pay Renee for his. We should let's build like a collection of like YouTube buttons. That'd be cool.
Well, so some people do that on YouTube. There's actually a guy who has
like General Grievous.
Huh?
Be like General Grievous, like YouTube buttons, and it's all canceled.
There's this guy on YouTube who collects play buttons and different ways of getting them. Something sucks at life. At life, and that's like his entire channel is about, or most of it is like how he gets different. Jack sucks at life. That's it. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna share my screen here. Who's
like the best? Like who's like an older like irrelevant YouTuber who has 100,000 subscribers or more? Like I want
a bunch of them. So this is his collection right
Look
here. So let's.
It's like General Grievous.
Hold on.
Is this the guy who got like the silver letter?
Yeah. He's the one that also found. Yeah. The silver letter. Yeah, this is that guy.
I asked about that. I want to see if that's real. I want that.
Yeah, that does sound really cool. I hate these ads. Okay, there he is. Look at how many things he has. Look at all. He has a red one. What's the red one? What is this bling one in the top corner? Give me that. Look at that.
Yeah, look. He has the letter one. He like did like a video on that. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that letter is amazing. Do you have to be $1 million for that? Oh, he got KSI's diamond button. Oh snap!
You can get out 100,000. The letter. They either give it to you in silver or gold.
Did you ask for it?
Yes, I just asked. I just asked about additional one. I'm like, let me get that letter too. So but they didn't email me back, so I gotta wait. Bruh. Yeah. So that's what he does. That's his thing. I mean, good for him. That's pretty dope. You know, the old play button, it kind of sucked.
Yes, I'm glad that the new revert. That's why I want this one, because I like the way this one looks. The older one, which I have a friend that has the silver one, the normal one, and I don't really like the way it looks.
Yeah,
I like
the looks so cool. I just looked at it like that one in the video. I'm like, I'm really glad they changed it.
Yeah, those old ones look like the one I have with the blue. I'm glad. I can't wait to get the legit the new one.
Get it, and then once you get it, they're gonna like be like, no more.
Yeah, exactly. With my luck, 100%. All right. Well, that was a long aftercast. So anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. Please have a very.
No, I felt like keeping the aftercast going longer because there's actually a lot of people for aftercast just sticking.
Finally,
we're gonna reward you if you keep.
If
you keep this up next week, we'll stay long too.
How about because you hated the whole play? Yeah, that's literally what happened. All right. Wish I had the frame like the old one did. Yeah. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Thank you for coming on through. We appreciate you.
Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy your Labor Day. Don't work. Goodbye.